Welcome to our WOSN Soccer Showdown. Abby Waddle is taking credit for the name of the show, and she did come up with it. So we'll go with the Soccer Showdown here on a Sunday if you're watching the first installment with the Allen East Lady Mustangs off to a great start, 6-0-4 in the third season of the program. We'll talk with Coach Lamar Houston, SAVANNAH SILONE, and some more of the players in a moment. Those wings from Buffalo Wild Wings smell amazing, so let's dive right into our Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Week. And we had a great Twitter battle between Cassidy Slusher of Elida. She had a bunch of her teammates saying the senior captain deserves it, but St. Mary's, we're going to give it to KRISTEN DAMMEYER. She has scored in every game for the Lady Rough Riders, and how about this? St. Mary's knocking off Bath, giving Bath their first WBL loss of the season. Earlier this week, DAMMEYER had one of the 2 goals, so we will give St. Mary's, KRISTEN DAMMEYER, the honor as the Lady Rough Riders move to 3-0-1 in Western Buckeye League play with this victory. They're 5-2-1. Overall, 2-1 was the final on Thursday. Move along. Shawnee is still unbeaten in the Western Buckeye League. They had no trouble with the Kenton Wildcats on Thursday. They punched their ticket with a 3-0-1 record as well. 4-2-2 in league play. 10-0 was the final, or overall play, I should say. CELINA, they're in the mix. They've tied quite a few games. 3 ties coming in, taking on Wapakoneta here, a 6-3 Lady Redskin team. And CELINA was scoring pretty much early and then kind of often. They finished with 5. Look at this goal. Made the top 5. They win 5-0. Lady Dogs are 2-0-2. They've got a big game with St. Mary's we'll talk about later in the show coming up. 3-1-3 overall. Bath now 2-1-1. Next stop. Well, this looks familiar, doesn't it? Allen East ladies taking on Anna. A nice save there by the keeper. We will talk with her in a little bit. And the Mustangs, one of their ties. They have 4 on the season, have yet to lose. A very good Anna program, which is another young program. These two dueled to a 1-1 tie on Thursday. Lima Senior boys lost 1-0 to Findlay. Normally that's an 8-0 or 10-0 Trojan win. So the Spartans playing very well. Alex Ahora and company played well against Van Wert here. It was a late game. I think it was a 7:30 start. There's the only goal as Lima Senior victorious on Thursday. The final score in this one, 1-0. How about LCC boys soccer from Saturday taking on St. Mary's? Not an easy task. The Rough Riders atop the Western Buckeye League thus far on the boys side. Nice save here. This one ends in a tie, 1-1 your final. Continental, a historic week. Dallas Geckel, he would get the all-time scoring record as he put in a goal. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. He's up around the 40 mark now. Here's another tally as Continental taking on Riverdale. Nice score there. Final score has the Falcons going on the road, getting a big victory against Continental. Finally, another Saturday showdown between the ladies, LCC and 6th-ranked Liberty-Benton. The Eagles on fire. Here's a rip for the Pound Squad. Trevino's quite the player. Puts it in the back of the net. And Liberty-Benton, I believe they rolled in this one. 3-1. Birds holding them down just a little bit. So that's your wrap for some of the games that happened this week. Boys Western Buckeye League standings look like this. St. Mary's 3-0, 6-0, or 6-1-1, I should say. Celina 3-0 as well. But we're with the Northwest Conference. Allen East Mustangs 2-0 in league play, 6-0-4 overall. Bluffton's 2-1. Crestview listed at 1-0-1. Ada, Lincoln View, Jefferson also in the mix. Lamar Houston, 3rd year of the program. How excited are you and your ladies to be 6-0-4 and atop the league right now? Been a great season so far.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, a lot of youth, and a whole new way that we've been driven. It seems like I think the younger players have been driving some of the older players to up their game, I think, and challenging for spots. And there's some players on the bench as well that are stepping up and playing well. Other freshmen that look like they can contribute now as well. So it's been pretty fun. It's nice to be where we're at, you know, being such a young program, so it's been a lot of fun.
Is that a sign that the program is getting in place, that you have the 8th graders stepping in as 9th graders and contributing right away?
I believe so. We've got a really good youth program, I think, going on. Some pretty good coaching. I think that they're teaching these players at an early age, and we're benefiting also from the travel programs in our area that are really bringing a lot of girls here with really good experience travel-wise too. So it's been pretty nice to have that as well.
SAVANNAH SILONE, one of those younger players, sophomore, right?
Yeah, sophomore.
How's it been to step in this year and see this team succeed so far?
It's been a lot of fun to just be able to be with all the girls and see all of them improve and everything.
Coach talks about the freshmen and sophomores pushing the upper class.
Yeah.
Are you one of those that are kind of pushing a little bit?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that have made me step up and improve myself.
What would you say that the strength of this team is right now? 10 games in, you're probably over the halfway point, not counting postseason play. What's the strength of the Mustangs?
We've came a long way, and we've gotten a lot better.
Pretty special to have soccer. I mean, I remember 5-6 years ago, you were obviously before middle school, but there was talk, can we get soccer at Allen East? Is it nice to see that come to fruition?
Yeah, it was really exciting that, like, when we were younger, we didn't have a high school, so we didn't have nothing to look forward to. But now that we have it, like, we push ourselves, so we have a high school team now.
Coach, you started it. You were the first coach that was named. What was your thought going into that whole process? New program, small school, never had soccer before. What were you thinking going in, and have you been pleasantly surprised?
Yeah, very good question. I was coaching a couple travel programs, and I would coach with Bath young girls U10 team, and I had also a U12 team. And I knew coaching high school soccer was something I always wanted to do. I wanted to be a school teacher when I was younger because I always knew I wanted to be a soccer coach. And I was at break one day at work, and I saw an opening for the position, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. So I started just looking into it. I went to a couple youth Allen East games, rec games, and I was like, oh, they got some pretty good players coming up. And that's something I was like, yeah, and it was something I was like, oh, that'd be fun to get a part of, and it's my chance. And I was like, let me put in after a few days, talk to my wife about it, and talk to my daughter about it, and I was like, asked her if it's something you'd be okay with me doing, and she was all for it. She knew that's something I always wanted to do, so I just went for it, and was lucky enough to get hired.
What has impressed you about the team this year? With the 6 victories, 4 ties means they're not giving up. If it's close, you're not letting in that goal.
We have this little thing where we feel that we really haven't really scratched the surface yet. We keep talking about after the games, even when we win, sometimes we feel like we didn't play as well as we could, or even when we tie, we thought there's no way we played as well as we did, and we know we can always improve and get better, increase our team speed and all that good stuff. And I think overall it's just team speed. I mean, we keep it pressed pretty tight most of the time, and we wear out sometimes, like any young team will do. But that's what I've been noticing is just the speed. Overall speed has increased this year.
Savannah, what's the talk amongst the team, your teammates? You're thinking NWC title first. You talk postseason, how far you want to go. What are the goals? How far can this team get, you think?
I think we can get pretty far. We made it really far last year, but with the freshmen we have now, they have helped us out a lot.
It was a thrilling run last year. I mean, what was that like to be a part of all these firsts for Allen East soccer?
I've never experienced that before, and with that team, it was just an amazing experience with all of them.
Did you kind of live in the moment last year, or were you thinking, wow, we're here now, look where we can get?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. I mean, I never thought that we'd have that much success early on in the tournament. I remember playing high school soccer, how hard it was to win in the tournaments, and getting to play a 3rd game in our 2nd season as a program, and winning it the way we did was just, I'm usually never, that crazy when we win, but I kind of lost it.
Was it pretty crazy?
I kind of lost it. It was a pretty exciting moment for us.
Looking ahead for the rest of this season, is there a game that you're looking forward to in the regular season?
Not necessarily. Regular season games, just a game-by-game thing, and we know we need to get better and just keep playing good soccer. We talk about the speed of the game, the mental speed, and we're always trying to increase that. So I'm hoping to always see that breakthrough when we just really play a complete game of good, controlled soccer that's fast and hard to stop. And we're hoping to get there at some point during the season. That's when I'll be really satisfied.
All right, they've got some time to do that in the regular season, and of course postseason action for the Division III Allen East Mustangs. When we return, we will talk with a few more of the players here on the Soccer Showdown on WOSN. Get some wings. Go ahead.
Yes!
There's about half the wings left. Coach took pretty much all of them. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that then. Shelby Stevens joining me also. KYRA PLAUGHER, the goalkeeper. You started as the goalie on this team with the first program. How cool is it to see your defense materialize in front of you and just the whole team get better as you have the last 3 years?
Well, my defense has got a lot better, and all we need to do is keep our shape, and with the new technique that we have on defense, it has really helped out a lot for the past 3 years.
When did that technique change, or when did it really start to take form, would you say?
The first time coach came in to teach us.
Okay, so once he came into the
Yep.
program, it was an all new
Yep.
set. Was it hard to learn?
No, it was just the concept of keeping not flat. Like we had to stay our shape, and if we were flat, it was just all terrible.
Terrible. Don't want to get into that.
No.
Shelby Stevens, what was the run like for you last year as Allen East got those playoff victories?
It was exciting. I mean, like when Claudia scored that goal against LCC, that was pretty exciting.
And it was shocking to the LCC team for sure, but a lot of the soccer world said, Allen East, it's a new program. They can't do this. I mean, you proved a lot of people wrong by that.
Yeah.
What was that like the week after then, seeing the headlines? Allen East has made it. Allen East beat LCC.
It was great. It was like a dream come true.
So what's the new dream for the Allen East Mustangs? You've had a great season so far. What are you guys thinking about goal-wise?
We want to win the NWC.
Easy goal.
Yeah.
2-0 so far in the 6-team league, so you have 3 more league games to go. Are those pretty hotly contested? Does it feel like a different atmosphere in the league?
Yeah. It's like,
A little bit?
yeah.
Okay. KYRA, do you see a difference when you're in league play, when you're taking on a league foe?
Yes, it's more competitive,
Okay.
but we're always competitive, and we try to win and stay at the top.
I always like to ask soccer players about ties. Now, as the goalie, I'll be interested in your answer. Do you like ties? What do you feel when the whistle sounds and it's a tie?
I kind of feel frustrated because I shouldn't have let that one goal in to make it a tie.
What if it's 0-0?
I would be dandy fine.
0-0 dandy fine. How about you? Ties. Are you for them? Obviously, you don't want to lose, but there's just something in there when you tie. You think, you know?
For me, a tie is pretty disappointing because you feel like you could have done things better, and if you had, then you would have won.
So Allen East is looking to win a lot more games this year, I have a feeling. KYRA, goals for you as you go forward the rest of this year?
I want to at least go to college for soccer.
Okay.
I've been looking forward to that since I was so little, like when I started playing soccer. And for the team, I think we could win the league.
Okay. Northwest Conference up for grabs. Allen East trying to take that home. Let's take a look at some of the games coming up, starting with Monday. It's boys' night for Western Buckeye League. Bass St. Mary's, Salina, Wapak, Van Wert, Elida, Shawnee, Kenton, just some of the games. Lincoln View LCC and Ice Girls Contest, and in the NWC, Jefferson and Ada. On Tuesday, it's ladies' night for the Western Buckeye League. Shawnee, Elida, that'll be a WOSN game for you. Continental Miller City, Salina, St. Mary's, a big one. Kalida takes on Delphi St. John's on the girls' side as well. For the boys, it is track night with Lima Senior and St. Francis and Fremont Ross taking on Findlay. Good boys, non-leaguer, Liberty-Benton, Kalida. How about Wednesday, Riverdale, Elida? That'll be a WOSN game. Liberty-Benton takes on Van Buren girls. On Thursday, we have St. Mary's girls, or boys, I should say, at Salina. A big game there with the WBL at stake. OG Kenton, Elida, Shawnee, Fort Jennings, and Liberty-Benton. For the ladies, Allen East will be at Wapak. Should be a nice game. Shawnee, Miller City as well, out of league. Friday, 2 games, a boys game with Kalida Continental and a girls contest, Ottoville, Fort Jennings. Putnam County loves its Friday night soccer. And finally on Saturday, Corey Ross and Bluffton. Little rivalry showdown there. Ottoville, Archbold on the boys' side, and on the girls' side, OG Findlay. Should be a nice one. LCC Lima Senior. They're playing at Lima Stadium, and I don't know who the home team is because it doesn't matter. Thanks to Allen East for stopping by. Thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings. KRISTEN DAMMEYER from St. Mary's gets those honors as Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Week. We'll see you next time on the WOSN Soccer Showdown.